In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to sew this elegant Bubu Kaftan with illusion welt pocket. As you can see right here, it also has a deep V neckline at the back with a bow tie. I'll be sharing with you the tips and tricks to making this beautiful V facing at the front. As you can see, this Bubu Kaftan really look elegant, right? This is the back and this is the front. You can see there is no strap at the back at all. I will implore you to stay till the end of this tutorial to learn how this beautiful bubu is made. Thank you. I used two different Ankara fabric, one for the combination and for the main dress. For the main dress, I used 3.5, and for the combination, I used 1 yard of Ankara fabric. I'm going to open up the 3.5 yards. This is the 45 inches length of Ankara and this is the 3.5 yards. I'm going to place this on fold. After placing it on fold, as you can see right here, I'm going to pick it up and place it on another fold. First, you are going to create your border line of 1 inch. From the folded part, I'm going to mark from the center front neck width of 4 inches, neck depth of 7 inches for the front. I'm going to connect 4 to 7 inches for the front neckline. The neck depth for the back is 10 inches. You can do 11 or 12 inches, but 10 inches is okay. I'll connect the 10 by 4 inches this way. I will place my tape at the center front and mark my shoulder divide by 2. Mine is 8 inches. Then I'm going to mark my sleeve length at 13 inches. From that 13 inches point, come down by 1 inch for the shoulder drop. Connect it to the neck width of 4 inches this way. Then I'm going to mark a straight line on that line for my sleeve opening. My sleeve opening measures 11 inches. From that shoulder drop, I marked 11 inches. On the line of 11 inches, I'm going to mark the biggest part of my body, which is the hip. My hip divided by 4 is 12 inches. I added 4 more inches to it and connected. If you want it very big, you can add 5 more inches. So altogether I have 16 inches and I place the 16 inches on the hemline this way. I'm going to connect all the way to the sleeve area as shown. So I'll just connect and then create my kimono curve at the sleeve area. Time for us to cut out this kaftan because we are done drafting, as you can see. So I went ahead to cut it out this way. On the shoulder line, I'm adding ½ inch for my seam allowance. So I'll just go ahead and add it up to the neckline. I'm going to cut out only the front neckline. Take note, just the front neckline. At this point, I'm going to take off the front piece. So we'll be able to cut out the back piece. Go ahead and cut out the back piece as shown. I'll just cut it out this way. Then I'm going to mark the back piece and then the front piece. The front facing, this is the wrong side of the fabric I cut. I placed it on fold. The width of this fabric on fold is 10 inches and the length is 15 inches. I'll go ahead and place this below my main fabric as shown. I am going to align the center front of this facing with the main fabric very well, together with the shoulder line as well. After aligning this appropriately, next we'll go ahead to cut out the facing following the shape of the front neckline, as you can see. After that is done, I'm going to take away the main fabric so we'll be able to shape in the front facing. From the shoulder line, I'm going to mark 5 inches. 5 inches. I'll be following the V neckline and mark 5 inches. Once I get to the neckline, I'm going to connect all the lines. Then on the vertical side, I will mark 6 inches on the vertical. Then I'll just freehand that part because the straight ruler might not really give you this at the point of 6 inches unless you want to take it all the way down. I'll go ahead and cut it out as you can see right here. The front facing is very much ready right now. I'm going to test run the facing on the dress to see how it lays. So this is how it lays, and I think it lays very nice this way. I'm going to identify the wrong side of the facing and the wrong side of the main fabric as well. For this particular facing, we are going to place the right side of the facing to the wrong side of the main dress. Take note, the right side of the facing to the wrong side of the main dress. I'll go ahead and secure with my pins as shown. Make sure you pin very well on the neckline. After pinning, I'm going to mark out 1/2 inch for my stitching line. This is the part I'm going to stitch. I'll follow the chalk line of 1/2 inch and stitch my neckline. I'll go over to the machine right now to stitch. After stitching, don't forget to create your notch as shown at the V neckline so it turns very well for you. At this point, we are going to top stitch, but you are going to flip all your seams to the part of the main fabric. You flip the seams to the part of the main fabric and top stitch. After top stitching, this is what I got right here. So it lays very well for me right now. You can go ahead and give it a good press. After pressing it down, I will use my bias to turn the edge of the V facing neckline. So let's go over to the machine. Let me show you how to do that. Here on the machine, I gave exactly 1/2 inch on my facing. You know the bias have just a tiny inch. So you have to measure the 1/2 inch as I'm doing right here. Then I'm going to stitch right on that edge of the bias. And I'll sew all the way down. Once I'm done sewing, I'll just go ahead and cut it out this way. You cut it completely. Then next, I'm going to fold in the bias as shown. The one I stitched, I'll fold it in this way. For this other part, I'm going to cross the bias at 1/2 inch and fold it in, as you can see me do right here. Now I'll begin to stitch down to the end as shown. At this point, I'm done stitching the bias and this is what we got. So coming over to the bias itself, especially at the V neckline, you just go ahead and fold it inside to form that V shape this way. Once you have gotten that part, secure with your pin as shown. Make sure you pin that part very well. Then you can go ahead and fold in the bias and iron it nicely the way I'm doing right here. Then you secure with your pins all around. I'll go over to the machine right now and I'm going to top stitch right on the edges. This is me top stitching on the edges as you can see. I'm going to take it all the way to the pointy part. I'll raise my presser foot so I'll be able to sew the other side as well. So this is how you are going to stitch it. I will stitch all the way till I get to the end of it. At this point, we are going to stitch the illusion welt pocket. The width of my illusion welt pocket measures 3 inches and the length is 8 inches. I am going to place it on fold 3 inches by 8 inches, then stitch close, leaving one end to turn it. After stitching, go ahead and turn the welt pocket to the right side as you can see. This is what I got after I'm done stitching. So I'm going to fold in 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch on the open end. Just fold it very neatly. I will secure with my pins. Please don't stitch, just secure with your pins. We are going to stitch everything at once. After stitching the 2 welt pockets, we are going to attach it to the front dress. First, we are going to mark the center front. Here is my center front. I'll place my tape at the shoulder and I'm going to mark 2 inches below my waistline. My waistline is 17 inches. I counted 2 inches below it, making it 19 inches. From that center front, I'm going to mark 2.5 inches inwards. And on the other side, I'll mark 2.5 inches like that. I'll go ahead and place this welt pocket, tilting it to this other way. So you are going to tilt it in a way that the end of the welt pocket, you'll be having 6 inches. So from the center front, I measure 6 inches. Then I'll secure all the sides with my pin as shown. On the other side, I'll also place it at that 2.5 inches point. Tilt it downwards at 6 inches from the center front, just like I did to the right hand side. I'll secure with my pins as shown, making sure that the lines are lined on the upper side and on the lower side. So I'll go ahead and top stitch. Here is the top stitching process. I'll go ahead and top stitch to the end, raise my presser foot and top stitch the other side. This is how I'm going to stitch all around. The front dress is very much ready, so I brought my facing for the back dress right now. I placed it on fold and I'm going to match it up to the center back and the shoulder line, secure with my pins. After that is done, I'll go ahead and cut out the back facing as shown. I'll take off the main dress and then I'm going to shape in this facing. There's no actual measurement as to how to shape this, but I went ahead and measured 3 inches. Following the V neckline, I'll be marking 3 inches. Once I get to the V neckline, on the center back area, I'll measure 3 inches, then cut it out. Now I'm going to place the back facing right side to the main dress. I'll secure with my pins all around. Then I'll go over to the machine to stitch in 1/2 inch. After stitching, go ahead and make a notch as shown. After notching, I'll flip all my seams to the facing this time and top stitch. I'm done top stitching the facing and I went ahead to also fold in the facing edges. Now I will bring in the right side of the dress. I'm going to place right side to right side. I will use the facing to wrap it up this way. Then I'm going to stitch 1/2 inch to the sleeve line. After stitching the neckline, this is what I got. I'll use my hemming glue this way. I'll just glue it in. You can also tack if you want to tack, but I love to use my hemming glue for this process. I went ahead to use a piece of fabric to iron the neckline as shown. The neckline is very much ready, as you can see right here. Next, we are going to fold in the sleeve. I'll fold in 1/2 inch and 1 inch on the sleeve area. I'm going to place this right side to stitch the sides. My seam allowance at that point is 1 inch. I'll go ahead and make notches on the armhole area just to ease that part as shown. Then I'll go ahead and hem the down part of my dress, as you can see right here. Time to sew the bow tie. So for my bow, I have the width as 10 inches and the length is 15 inches. I'm going to stitch close, leaving just 2 or 3 inches to turn it. After stitching, this is what I got. I'll go ahead and turn it to the right side as shown. I'll go ahead and fold in 1/2 inch on that part, then top stitch on it as shown. After stitching the bow, we are going to prepare the belt. This is my belt. The width measures 5 inches, while the length measures 45 inches. I'll go ahead and place it on fold, then stitch it like a belt with 1/2 inch. The method I stitched, I left the center open. Okay, I think leaving the center open will be better, so we can hide the top stitching on the belt. So I'll go ahead and turn from the center. I'll turn all the edges from the beginning to the center, then the other edge. I'll also turn it, making sure it comes out to the center as well. So this is what we got right here after I'm done turning. So this is the open part at the center. I'll just top stitch on that part. It's time for us to pleat in the bow right now. So this is what we got right here for the belt. I'll pleat in the bow as shown. Then I'll just use this to wrap it up. That can be longer than the other or the same length. So I'll go ahead and top stitch on it as shown. This is the belt after top stitching. We are going to tack it into the dress right now. I'll go ahead and tack it at the back very nicely. So you secure with your pins. I just went ahead to pin on the edges and I'll go ahead and tack as you can see me do. Of course, you know how to go about your tacking. After tacking the center, I went ahead to tack the edges. So the four corners, you have to tack them the way I'm tacking right here. Make sure you secure it very tightly. So I'll use this method to tack the rest of them. So this is what I got after I'm done sewing this dress. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.